we are starting here. Let's take a look at the champions. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so Tatura Ram High. This is I guess the fusion champion before the one we're in right now. Solar Ray attacks on enemy, 80% chance. Well, 100% chance of decreased accuracy. He's going to use that a lot. That's going to be really good for us. We then have place block debuffs and 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. It's amazing. 3-turn cooldown. We then have Otherworld Breach. Attacks all enemies, place a perfect veil buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also place a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. We've got the cooldown of 4, a little bit more damage in there. When attack reflects 30% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker. Also has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. That is going to come in very handy when we get into the higher levels and they got some like crazy defense. Like very, very handy. And then he's going to be our lead right here. So increase ally defense in Doom Tower battles by 35%. Now, normally we'd have had Sigmund as the 40% lead, but since we got Lydia's going to do. Actually, let's take a look at the stats. So Lydia is going to do the strengthen, the decreased defense, and weaken. So it's pretty good on that end. We got really good stats on this guy. Main thing we really need for this guy is to get him up to like 230 speed. But for right now, yeah, he's fine where he is. Because he's really the only slow person on this team. Alright, next up, under Priest Brogni. Literally one of the best champions there is. Under Priest Brogni. We know his skills here, but just in case you don't, attacks one enemy. Right now, booked, he's got a 55% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. I should get that last book in him. I don't need it, but I should get it. 60% is better than 55. We've got attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance when booked of removing 1 random buff from all enemies, 100% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. A lot of people forget that he has a removal on his skill. Increases the value of shield buffs on all allies by 30% of the damage inflicted. Most people pay attention to that, but I very much pay attention to these two here because that's what makes him so good. So good. He's amazing. 3-turn cooldown. So yeah, it's about him being fast. Place a block debuffs. Increase attack 50% on all allies for 2 turns. Also place a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Shield buff cannot be removed. 3-turn cooldown. Alright, so we brought him back to like a hybrid build. He's not all the way where he used to be when I first got him, which was in that 70 to 80,000. Actually, he was at 80,000 HP. We brought him down to about 40 to 50,000, and then we pumped up his defense. He was pretty good then. For clan boss, then we kind of built him up on the speed. Brought back his attack brought down his attack to about 26. He was at 3,100. And then we brought down his crit damage just a little bit. Wish it was higher, wish we had the gear for it, but we don't right now. So we got a decent amount of resist and accuracy to land, hopefully, some skills. All right. Lydia. Well, we all know how hard, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, we went hard for her for a couple months there, and she is fantastic. I'm really glad we got her before the Shadowkin Crypt, because I have a feeling once we get to those higher levels, it's going to be a little harder, and we will have to build some people out. Alright, so attacks when enemy has a 100% chance when booked, which she is. We saved books for her. Placing a fear debuff for 1 turn. Has a 100% chance because we booked her of increasing the duration of any poison sensitivity buffs by 1 turn. Passive effect: attacks enemy champions with this skill whenever they place a freeze, stun, fear, true fear, or petrification debuff on an ally, and it's really good. She has lots of chances to do fear, so she's like a control goddess essentially, much like Countess Lix. The number of attacks increased according to how many debuffs are placed at that time. 1 attack for each freeze, stun, fear, true fear, or petrification debuff placed. The first attack will target the attacker, while all extra hits will attack random enemies. Can only attack each enemy once. It's too bad that last piece is there because she could go a lot there if they didn't put that last piece. Alright, attacks all enemies has a 100% chance when booked on a 3-turn cooldown of placing a 60% decrease defense and weaken for 2 turns. Also place a 25% strengthen and increase speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. So she's gonna have everybody rolling really fast. And yeah, you can't go wrong. If you don't have her, get her now. Focus on faction wars, peeps. Attacks one enemy 2 times. First hit has a 100% chance when booked on a 3-turn cooldown of placing a 25% poison debuff for 2 turns. Second hit has a 100% chance when booked of placing a block buffs and block active skills debuff for 2 turns. You cannot go wrong. Alright, so she is stat hungry for sure. Now this is the cool one here. Denies enemy revive attempts. This works even if this champion is dead. If this champion is alive when an enemy is denied, revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. Grants an extra turn instead if there are no dead allies. If this champion is dead when an enemy revive is denied, revives this champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. This skill will ignore block revive. 7-turn cooldown. Wish that was a little less, but yeah, she's already crazy powerful. Increases ally resistance in all arena battles by 100%. We don't use that, but I mean, maybe we'll find a way to use it at some point. Alright, let's take a look at the stats. Ooh, nice. Nice. Really nice. She's a clan boss champion. She enabled me to go 2 for 1 on the clan boss team here, which really helps stabilize my builds. Now, yeah, I just need Valkyrie, kind of finish it off, get that 1 key. Right now we're trending 2 key Ultra Nightmare, 1 key Nightmare, 1 key Brutal, actually 1 key everything else. But yeah, it's great. Alright, so crit rate's nice and high, got a decent amount of crit damage, really good resistance and accuracy. Once resistance is pumped up on Void for the Great Hall, we will have really close to 300 resist as well, so she's really going to be stacked. We got some of the best gear on her. Alright, under Iron Brago here, Molten Pummeling. Attacks when enemy has a 20% chance, booked up to 30% of decreasing the duration of all buffs by 1 turn. This is also important. A lot of people don't realize that he has this, so he can strip buffs. It's quite amazing. Defensive base champion as well. Fearless Charge places 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 3 turns and attacks one enemy. Has a 100% chance when booked of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Has a 100% chance of stun debuff for 2 turns instead if the target is under 2 or more buffs. That's actually kind of amazing. 3-turn cooldown there. Alright, next up, Battlestorm. Attacks all enemies. Has a 50 booked up to 75% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Also place a 50% decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns if Iron Brow goes under an increased defense debuff, which we get from Fearless Charge. Alright, so like his skills just work in conjunction. You hit him with the stun, you bring this in, decrease attack, and then you go to this one, you're rocking and rolling. Increase the defense on all allies by 10% of this champion's defense. This is why Iron Brago is one of the best champions in this game and totally changed my account when I fused him. We then have increased ally defense in Doom Tower battles by 34%. So that's why we have Tatura Ramhide as the lead, because he does 35. So we'll get an extra 35% off of this value here, which means this value is going to be higher as well. I know, just rocking and rolling. All right, so really good HP now. I wish I had 1,000 more defense on him. I just don't have the gear for it. But if I did, I'd put another 1,000 defense on him while maintaining this speed. This is a clan boss speed, so that's why he's a little low for where I would want him to be, but this is a perfect clan boss speed. Wish crit rate was at 100 so he could consistently hit his crit, but he's pretty good on that end. We will get a little bit more crit damage and resistance on him once we do out the Great Hall. But for right now, we got a good crap ton of accuracy, and we should be rocking and rolling. All right, last but not least, Godseeker and Neri, who we just got. Okay, we just pulled her during an event. Ooh, she could use a few extra books heal. So we got attacks one enemy. It heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of their max HP. Cannot heal this champion, so that's unfortunate. She is defense based. You know how I love my sustain teams, guys. Build defensive champions. It cannot hurt. Attacks all enemies, heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. Then decreases the duration of all buffs on all enemies by 1 turn and increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. 3-turn cooldown. Instead of a 4, we've got a plus 20% heal. You gotta get another 2 per, about another 3% on that. So this will be healing at 18% of their max HP. So that's kind of cool. And then revives a dead ally with 50% HP, then fills their turn meter by 50% and resets the cooldown on all their skills. 4-turn cooldown when fully booked. Passive effect is increase the amount of healing allies receive by 10%. If an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, preempts that hit and instantly places a revive on death buff on them for 1 turn before the damage is taken. It's amazing. Here. That's why I got her. She's basically an upgraded version, for heals at least, of Sandlash Survivor. Haven't figured out how to get her. Yeah, haven't figured out how to properly put her into my clan boss team. She does work well in 2 setups. One where she just replaces Sandlash, and then one where she's with Sandlash. But yeah, let's get this. All right, so we are here, stage 11. Taking a look at the team. Let's get it started. All right, so Kale usually hits pretty hard, but he's gonna really just kill himself. So that's a good thing. While getting our damage reductions from Tatura Ramhide and the strengthen from Lydia. I'm trying to see. I don't know if we're going 2 for 1. We're gonna have to try to count. It's hard to tell. We definitely are going pretty fast though. At least 3 for 2. Okay, Lydia's almost going 2 for 1. And it's definitely a 3 for 2 situation. At the very least. All right. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, we're rocking and rolling here. Do gotta watch out for the Tamilas, I believe. Okay, so nothing to worry about there. We're really happy about that. All right. So they're gonna have some equalization if we allow them of their health, which we didn't. Perfect. Mystic Hand, I believe his name was. I'm glad that we put an end to that, because that kind of would have sucked if we had to take some extra turns there. Okay, gotta get these unkillables off. There we go, die. And, oh, come on. Just take your turn already. There we go, die. Alright, that's not Tamila, that's gotta be Painkeeper. I think that's Painkeeper. I think that's Painkeeper. Ooh, denying some deaths. I like that. Alright. Yep, definitely Painkeeper. Alright. Seen enough of those spectacular sweeps to know that's Painkeeper for sure. Right. Man, that death like hit is kind of interesting before he revives. But you could do something with that where he's like smacking, dying, getting back up. You heal him, smacks, dies. I bet someone has a strategy like that. Or has at least tried it out. That's something I would try it if I had unlimited funds. Without a doubt. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. It's a good thing we had the block buffs out, because those would have been a boatload of poisons there. I believe that's Flesh Terror, if I'm not mistaken. see. All right. Now, this one wasn't too difficult here. Yeah, it wasn't too difficult there. Alright, so Tatura Ramhide is still very impressive here, I do have to say. Now this team's kind of put together to like kind of defeat pretty much anybody. All right. Yeah, rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. Alright, so they did a good job here. Yeah, always got to be concerned when Kale's around. That guy smacks, but luckily with our 2 reflect damage champions here, and then all the damage reduction techniques we have, we're rolling pretty good there. Yeah, so okay, we got a faceless here we got to worry about. Well, I guess not anymore. Who's this cool looking guy? Yeah, he looks really cool. He did look really cool, I do have to say. Alright, so faceless, 2 faceless here. Who can ignore defense, but would get a pretty good smack himself, which he did. That's why we have Godseeker in here, just in case he's able to take down one of our champions. She can pick him right back up. All right. Okay, so we got to worry about this lady, because she can smack. One of her abilities can smack. I'm glad that we've frozen faceless here. Makes things a little easier. Don't have to take 2 of his hits. There we go. Booyah. Very, very good in the Doom Tower. Alright, let's see. Yeah, no one really to worry about here on this first level. The main thing here is going to be, what do we have in store in the next one? And I love seeing these people get frozen. It's almost as good as like when someone attacks me and dies because of reflect damage. But yeah, that freeze really helps control the flow of the battle. Especially if people have like multiple hits, like Kale there, or Kyle. Right, really controls the battle. And then we've got fears, we got provokes, and it's a really good control team along with sustains. Yeah, You kind of can't go wrong with this particular team. All right. All right, let's see. All right, so we're still facing some pretty weak teams here, but the main thing is getting through the varying synergies that these teams have. So whether it's counterattacks, whether it's, big hitters, block damage, whatever it happens to be, building a team that can get through any situation on auto is really what it's at, right? Because we don't really want we really don't want that to be the case there. This is interesting. Like three champions that can put up counterattacks plus. Yeah, this is an interesting. It's an interesting battle. I mean, we'll win it, but very interesting battle. Just like more of a stall tactic than anything with this particular team. It is very interesting that they have a team like that. This team could certainly like kill lesser teams, that's for sure. If your team wasn't sturdy. So yeah, bring in a sturdy team that can handle some hits. It's definitely the way you want to go. Alright, so they are doing pretty well here. I'm pretty impressed with how much they're making us, how many turns they're taking us to do this for the team that's across from us. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so we do gotta watch out for these three ladies. Yeah. Yeah, we do gotta watch out for those ladies. So if we can get them under control, we should be. All right. Okay. All right. Hey man, it's great when you can see these guys. All right, you got her. Yeah, you got her all frozen up. Then you can just take pot shots at her until she dies, or take out her team members. Either which way, we're winning. And that's really what we want to happen. It's a good thing we don't have to face a Tatura Ramhide in the Doom Tower, because that'd be actually rather difficult. Okay. So we're kind of controlling the flow of battle here. We do have some dangerous debuffs on us, but luckily no one who can take advantage of them anymore. Booyah. All right, so thought that would have been harder than it was, just longer than I thought it would take, but apparently it's our best time and our best turn count, so never mind. All right, so what do we got here? We got Nether Spider. We always got to be worried about her. We've got an interesting team put together here. Not the team I would normally put together. I'd probably want to put, and we probably will do this in the higher levels where we put Doom Priest in instead of this gentleman here. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Oh, let's take a look at the stats real quick. Not too bad. Not too bad. Good speed, all that good stuff. Good. We looked at Sigma the High Shield here. No, not too bad. Hey, stop the video if you need. If I'm going too fast here. You got Under Priest Brogni. Yeah, built really well, really solid. You know, high crit rate, high defense and attack. We got to really build him with really good stats all the way across the board because he needs everything. I think he's the only champion I've found who needs every single stat. Let's see. Okay, not bad. He could use some more defense and a bit more HP. If we got that up to like 100 grand, that'd be great. He'd be putting 10k heals across the board every single time. Because of this, heals all allies by 10% of max HP when he inflicts a critical hit. So that would be really, really good to put in. We got 102 crit rate there. All right, so let's get this fired up. This should be a pretty easy run here. All right, so let's take a look. All right, we're doing pretty good here. Nothing really to worry about. Ooh, until we take a big hit like that. So that's why we have the unkillable Malga Steel Girdle in here right now. All right. All right, so they're rocking and rolling here. He has taken quite a few hits and dying quite a bit. This is probably why Doom Priest would be better in here than Brask. Not super concerned that we're gonna lose, but yeah, I don't like seeing a Drexar go down like that. He is going down quite a bit. Yeah, it'd almost be better to have the... Yeah, much better actually to have the skills, the debuffs be taken off than have the heals in this particular case. Yeah, I think that's the way to go here with this one. Yeah, it's kind of annoying having him die quite a bit. And then, yeah, having all these debuffs on is very dangerous to our beating this on the regular. Yeah, this team won't work higher up in the Doom Tower, so we will bring Doom Priest in here in the next iteration of the Nether Spider. We'll bring her in here for Vrask. Alright, almost done here. Alright, a few more hits here and we will be finished this stage. Okay. Right, so we're finished the rock and roll just about. HP burn is key, and we are done. All right, really good rolls. Definitely bringing in Doom Priest next time. All right, so yeah, just had something come up here, guys. I am going to step out for about an hour and a half. We should be back around 1 p.m. and we'll finish up the Doom Tower. You guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you in an hour and a half. And let's chat then.